What if I told you that there is this missing secret ingredient in your trading career that no one has ever told you about? Not even your mentor, because he probably doesn't know it or he feels it's so inconsequential. And this actually accounts for all the losses you've had in your trading account. In fact, as a matter of fact, it accounts for all the accounts that you have blown. Now, that's the secret I'll be revealing somewhere in this video, and that's why you need to stay to the very end of this video. Welcome once again. This is OK Emmanuel and I'm the CEO of OKFX Megatrend Forex Group. And today I'll be sharing with you the different types of trading analysis and how they can improve your trades. Well, it's customary for us to welcome both new and old subscribers in this channel. So for the new subscriber, if you are a new subscriber, please endeavor to hit the subscribe button as well as turn on the notification bell icon, because what this basically does is that it allows you to get notified whenever we upload interesting and knowledge packed videos like this very one. So don't forget to like and share this video with friends and families and any other person you know that we want to see a video like this very one. And also, if you have any questions or suggestions, I would like you to comment in the comment section below, as well as you can let me know if there are topics or areas you would like me to cover. You can just drop it in the comment section and I will be glad to do so. So let's get into it. Now, whether or not these three types of market analysis can stand on their own, that is what exactly we are going to find out in this video today. Now, if you remember, in the last two classes we had, we talked about a lot of things. That's the foundation of Forex, how it all started, pips, leverage, slippages, that was even in the last class, and how to place order, that's types of market orders. So we talked about the stops, the pending orders, and I practically showed you how these orders are being placed. Well, if you haven't watched that video, I'd like you to check in the description below. The link to the video is there, or if you watched to the very end of the video, it will be there at the end screen. So now today we are basically talking about types of market analysis. Basically, in the Forex market, there are three major types of market analysis, right? Like I've already said, these are the three major ways that the Forex market is being analyzed by different individuals across the globe. It is important to note that market analysis is the bedrock of successful Forex trading. Now, what this is trying to say here is this: believe it or not, if you don't know market analysis, if you don't know how to analyze the market, as a look at the chart and know the direction the market is headed, then forget about it. And just like I told you, some of these things are things that actually accounts for why you keep blowing your trading accounts. And you can't really understand why. You don't seem to understand why this keeps happening to you. The reason is simple: nobody has taken time to show you how these things work. Now, you have to know that if you have been able to understand how to analyze this market very well, then believe me, you've had almost 50% success rate in the Forex market. Now, I would like to stress that this is the only time you have to decide whether you want to continue with the training to become your own boss or continue to be a slave to others. We've been dealing with the boring part of Forex trading, but now we will be advancing to the exciting part of it. So I want you to pause for a while and decide whether you want to continue with this journey or stop here. And may I also warn you that it's from this point of trading that the Forex market can become very much addictive. So I give you 2 seconds. Decide whether to decline this offer or proceed with the offer. Welcome to a new beginning. So I believe if you are already on this page, it means you decided to continue to become your own boss and you are ready to start a new life of freedom from the rat race and from debt. Now, I'm not promising you that the journey is going to be all smooth and rosy, but one thing I want you to understand is that you have made the right decision, and I am going to hold you by the hand to ensure that you become successful. I mean, very much successful in this business. So don't you worry about anything. I'll be teaching you everything you need in order to survive this jungle. Yeah, I call it a jungle because you have a lot of things that are fighting you. You have the big techs, you have the big institutions, financial institutions that are trading against you, even your broker as well. So it's really a jungle. You have to know what is against you in order to survive this jungle. And that's exactly what I'll be sharing with you, how I'll be teaching you step by step. So there are 3 types of market analysis. 1 is the technical analysis, 2 the fundamental analysis, and 3 sentiment analysis. Now it's important you note that none of this market analysis can stand on its own. Well, is that really true? Stay to the end of this video, we'll find out. There are times where technical analysis may give you a signal, but that's to either go long or short. But on the other hand, now fundamentals will be saying no, there's something you need to really watch. You don't go, don't jump, don't leap, because you might get injured. You understand? And there are times that fundamental or sentiment analysis may just be quiet, especially fundamentals. Fundamentals may just be so quiet without saying a word. So this doesn't mean that technical analysis is wrong, simply because fundamental was saying go this way and technical was saying go the opposite direction, and the market ended up going in the direction of the fundamental, and that's the fundamental analysis. And then you just conclude that no, this market technical analysis doesn't really work, it's only fundamentals that work. No, there are times that fundamentals will as well tell you go this direction, technical will say go the opposite, and you notice that technical analysis will win over fundamental analysis. So that is exactly what we will be looking at in this video. So now, technical analysis. Technical analysis is the art and science of studying historical price action in order to identify patterns and determine possibilities of future movements in the market through the use of technical studies, indicators, and other analysis tools. Technical analysis boils down to 2 things: identifying trend. Now, what technical analysis does is this: it uses historical data. You remember the saying that history always tends to repeat itself. So technical analysis uses historical data to forecast or project into the future. You understand? To determine the direction the market will be going to. Now, technical analysis can be subjective in nature. And by subjective, what I mean is this: party A may be seeing something else, whereas party B is seeing something entirely different. Party A may be seeing a resistance at a particular point. Party B may be seeing that as a continuation. So that is why technical analysis can be very much subjective. It's unlike the fundamentals where everybody knows that if it turns out like this, this is the direction. I don't know whether you're getting. In case you don't really get what we're talking about, go through the video again, play back as many times as you can so you can understand and then continue from where you stopped. So don't get worried when you begin to hear some traders calling some of those big names. You know, Forex traders have a way of actually intimidating beginner traders. I used to remember when I was in that class, you begin to hear words like Fibonacci, Bollinger Bands, you know, Ichimoku, harmonic patterns, and this is a resistance. No, this is a doji. You know, you begin to hear words like, no, this is a dragonfly doji. No, calm down. We are going to get to all that. So you have nothing to worry about. Very soon, you'll begin to also speak some of these words like this, and you also have some people to, how will I put it now, to also intimidate. Yeah, it's life, and usually life is in stages. You don't have to worry about that. I will be teaching you everything step by step. In fact, once you stick to this channel, be sure that within the shortest time possible, you are going to become a professional Forex trader. So now what you see on your screen is technical analysis showing support and resistance. Now, if I am to really go in depth into technical analysis, we'll be talking about a lot of things. We'll be talking about support and resistance, trends, chart patterns, you know, candlestick formations, and all those things. But just for the purpose of this course, so the video doesn't become very much lengthy, we'll just restrict it to here. Then in subsequent videos, I will be showing you how exactly you can understand technical analysis better. In fact, technical analysis is not something you can ever exhaust, because all through your trading career, you will discover that you keep learning and learning and learning. I've always said that learning doesn't end at any point in this industry. Now, if you can see the screenshot here, if you notice, this is an AUD US dollar 15 minutes time frame. Now, basically, I believe I've taught you that in one of the classes, that what you have is you have different time frames. Now, these time frames depends on the type of trader you are, whether you are a long-time trader, a short-time trader, a swing trader, a scalper. You know, it depends on the type of trader you are. That will determine the time frame that you will be focusing on. So just to show you what technical analysis really means, a brief introduction. With time, over time, I will be giving you an in-depth knowledge on support and resistance, the different types, how they work, and how best to take advantage of them in order to become successful in the Forex market. Now, you can see that, notice that there was a horizontal line that was drawn across this point. Are you getting it? Now, this is, let me get this. Can you see my laser? Now, you can see resistance 1. At resistance 1, notice that what actually happened here was this. Price was going up, and for whatever reason, it got to this point, and there was a clear rejection here. price is rejected at this point and started falling and fell, got to this point, and for whatever reason it decided to also start bouncing up. Now, it may be that there was a resistance far back in history that we may not even see on this time frame. That's when we begin to talk about multi-time frame analysis. We won't get into that. In subsequent videos, I'll teach you that. So, at this point now, you have point A, that is resistance 1. Point B, resistance 2. What you do is you connect point A with point B. That's resistance 1, resistance 2. Now, notice what is happening here. What happens here is that price has it in mind that whenever it gets to this point, there is always something that stops me here. There's always a roadblock here. You understand? There is something that seems to limit me or push me back. So now, the moment you have point 1, point 2, after point 1, and then you watch what is happening at that point 2. The moment point 2 holds, that place has automatically becomes a resistant level. Now, it may be weak, it may be strong. Depending on what it is, any kind of resistance can be broken at any time and cannot be broken. These are some of the tips that a lot of forex traders don't know. Some just believe that it is a resistance. They make it look like it's going to keep holding forever. Nothing lasts forever. So price will not also hold at a particular level forever. I don't know whether you get. So now, if you look at it, this is point 2. That's resistance 2 now. Notice that whenever price gets back to this horizontal line, this blue horizontal line, it has a way of rejecting. It keeps rejecting. Can you see? It gets to that place, it rejects. Now, after that, it came down again, went back to that place and rejected again. Now, for a technical analyst, someone who basically takes his trades based on technical analysis, from this point, all he just have to do is he is watching at the kind of candlestick formation at this price level, and that will be what he's going to use to take his trades. Yeah, when I teach you price action, that's when you will understand how you can take trades from here and ride it all the way down here and keep making money. Now, there are different types of resistance. We have the horizontal resistance and support, and that's support and resistance. Then we have the diagonal support and resistance. Now, for the diagonal support and resistance, that's where we are talking about trend lines. You understand? Remember when we in our definition of technical analysis, we talked about using the use of trend. So for the fact that you notice that this market, this is resistance, that's support 1, support 2. After making here 1, 2, notice that the third time it came here again, it rejected, and after rejecting, price started going up again. And that is just how it is. I'll be going into the charts to show you properly how these things work. Okay, now look at this. Can you see this? Now this is Euro USD. And what time frame is this? Okay, this is 1 hour time frame. Can you see this? This is Euro USD 1 hour time frame. Now, okay, the blue lines you are seeing are support and resistance lines. It's called Fibonacci. It's an object you draw on the chart. It helps you calculate possible levels that prices have held in history and are said to possibly or likely hold in the future. You understand? So that when you begin to hear that Fibonacci, forget about it. It means nothing. It's just a simple thing. And like I said, I will simplify everything for you. Just keep watching the videos. So please, if you are getting value from this video, don't forget to smash the like button and as well share this video with other people. Now, you can see on our MetaTrader 4 accounts, Notice now, this I'm trying to show you a diagonal type of resistance. If you notice, the one in the chart I showed you on the screenshot I showed you on AUD USD was actually that's a support, because prices were going up, but this time around prices are going down. So notice what happened. This is point A. Can you see? You connected point A, point B. Are you seeing what's happening now? Point A, point B, the moment the market started coming, went down, and the moment it got to that trend line again, for whatever reason, it keeps being deflected. Are you seeing? It touched it one, touched it two again, and it fell. Imagine, prices fell for about 100 pips. Are you seeing it? So if you are trading a standard account, this is $1,000 in profits, and this actually occurred in like 7 to 8 candlesticks, signifying that in just 8 hours you've made cool $1,000. But is it always like that? No. That is why you need to follow me. That is why you need to learn how to trade properly. You don't just at any point, because you see, okay, I've done a trend line, and then yes, okay, Emmanuel taught me that whenever it gets to a trend line it will deflect. No. Are you seeing why I'm trying to tell you that there are a lot of factors that you need to combine? There are a lot of missing ingredients that if you don't put it, as in, it's just like when you are cooking. There are some ingredients that if you put, like salt now or seasoning, when you put excess of it, you won't even like the food. Now when it's not available, when it's absent, you won't also like the meal. So that's exactly how trading is. It requires patience. It requires a lot of studies. You need to know what you are doing, and you don't have to chase trades. So notice that this market kept going up, went up. Imagine, the moment it got to the trend line again, it fell. It started declining. Imagine, notice the exhaustion candle here. Don't worry, I will teach you price action. Notice the exhaustion candles here, and immediately price started falling and fell and fell and fell all the way to 158 pips, and even more than that. Yes, way too more than that. Way too more than that. Can you see? 180 pips. That's almost double. So imagine now, notice that someone, a technical analyst who doesn't even know, he doesn't even care to know what the news is saying, what fundamental analysis is saying, has made $1,000 just from here using a standard using a standard lot, then came back to here again and made another like $2,000, all in all $3,000. Sounds too good to be true, right? But that's what it is in the forex market. And imagine somebody who also made a mistake of taking this trade in the opposite direction. Notice what happened. Probably you don't understand support and resistance, especially diagonal resistance, and you say no, price is going to go up. Or even you notice, okay, that's why I keep telling you that these things, none of these things actually stand on their own. Notice what happened here. Can you see this? I'm coming. Let me make sure that I don't draw it as a background. Okay, let me use the red and make this a bit thicker. Can you see? Now I want you to take a close look at this. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm saying. Can you see? Did you notice? Now, for someone who is trading price action or whatever, will say, okay, no, this candle did as if it was going to come down, as if it was going to start selling, but it broke out, and then yeah, it's a continuation. Yes, it's a continuation. Now another person might be careful and say, okay, this is a pin bar, more or less like a pin bar, but So you that already knows and understands diagonal support and resistance, the moment you already, in fact, this is a point you are waiting to see if you will get a good signal, a clear signal to take your next trade, to start going short. And the moment you saw this long-legged doji, kind of, yeah, that's almost like a long-legged doji, or a dragonfly doji, not a full doji like that, you can see that you already know that this market is not ready to push higher again. And from there, you start selling. Imagine how you rode this market all the way down. Now, for someone who was using Fibonacci to measure his extensions, he would have made he will know that, okay, if price did not hold at the 261.8 Fibonacci level, retracement level, the extension level now, okay, at 361.8. And notice, the moment it got to around that zone, price started deflecting and went back again. So that is that. Let's not really waste much time here. Let's go back and then continue from where we stopped on. That's the next thing we'll be talking about is fundamental analysis. Now, fundamental analysis. When we talk about fundamental analysis, it focuses on the overall state of the economy and researches various factors which involves assessing the economic well-being of a country and by extension the currency. It does not take into account currency price movements. Rather, fundamental forex traders will use data points to determine the strength of a particular currency. It's important to note that generally when country's economy is poor, it leads to decrease in value of the said country's currency, and the opposite is true for the country with a good economy. Now, what this is trying to say basically is this: in fundamental analysis, a lot of factors are being taken into consideration. The overall well-being of your economy, how the economy is doing. Now, when we talk about fundamental analysis, we begin to consider factors like news events. Like it could be an economic news, like one of the most craziest that really drives the market is interest rate decision. Now, when they are the interest rate decision, GDP, how the economy is doing, unemployment rates, these things really affect these are the factors that fundamental traders look at. When a fundamental analyst is looking at the market, wants to take a trade, these are the factors he or she considers. Now, trade balance, war, terrorism. You and I know that, in fact, instability, when it comes to political instability, notice recently, whenever there is any form of political instability, like elections even, you notice that particular economy begins to go down. But the moment it is announced, the winner is declared, the economy, that's the currency or that particular pair, that's the trade now, or that particular currency per se, finds its way, regains balance and continues to trend in whatever direction it was trending, especially to the upside. So it's important you understand this thing and how they are. So like I always said, if you stay with me to the end of this video, I will be showing you bonus tips where you can look out for fundamental analysis, where you can get them and then always know how to use them to apply them to your trades and trade successfully. Now, next is sentiment analysis. Just like as the word implies, sentiment, what is the general masses, the general populace saying? You understand? What it does here is that if the overall number of traders are going long, like that's almost everybody is going long, it's best for you to follow everybody and trade in that direction, because you cannot really fight the masses. You understand? You cannot really fight the masses. So you look at it, you weigh it, how many number of bulls are there in the market, and then how many number of bears are there in the market. So is the number of bulls outweighing or outnumbering the number of bears in the market. That's buyers and sellers. When we talk about, I believe I've already talked about that bulls are buyers, bears are sellers. You understand? So we have heard about the saying that majority carries the vote. But now, does that really always mean that majority is always right? No, there are times that majority will be wrong. Not even might. There are times that the majority will be wrong. And if you say you want to go by majority, you might end up burning yourself and blow your accounts, and you begin to wonder what is really happening to me. So although there are sentiment indicators for MT4 and other platforms, but for the web users, you can get it here, this link, this particular link now. So if you go to dailyfx.com, you can, that's /sentiment, dailyfx.com/sentiment. Let me show you what the website looks like. Okay, let's go to dailyfx, dailyfx.com/sentiment. I already have it here because I've once opened it. And you see, so in this particular place, you will begin to see, and there's some forex brokers as well right on the platform. They will show you what it looks like. You understand? They will be showing you what exactly it looks like, and then they will be showing you this sentiment analysis. You'll be seeing, okay, Euro USD, you see 50% are going this direction, 60% are selling, 40 is buying, just like what you see. You can see Euro USD at the moment, you can see it's bearish because 53% are selling it. You understand? Now USD JPY is bullish because 54% are selling it, but it depends on the time frame. You may go now and see, and then if you look at the chart, you see something else. And that's why we are saying, do you just have to pick up one of these things and say, okay, no, me, I go with sentiment analysis? No, for me, oh glory, it is just fundamental analysis. No, I am a lover of, I love to draw lines, so for me it is technical analysis. No, as a matter of fact, you have to combine these three. It's just like a three-legged chair. Now, you would not like to risk sitting on a one-legged chair or a two-legged chair. Well, at least a three-legged chair, a three-legged stool is better, and you know that, okay, you have more confidence in it that yes, this one can carry me. So that's just exactly how it is. It's just all about balancing, gaining balance, and then have an edge over the market, knowing fully well the factors that are needed, as in those things that tend to fight you, those things that you know that, okay, with this type of method of analysis alone, I cannot see these things, but with this other method, I can see it. You understand? So let's proceed. So, bonus tips. Now, for all your fundamental indicators, you can get all of them in any of these sites below. Okay, what will be happening as well is I will be dropping the links in the description, that's in the comment section below, or even in the description. I'll be dropping it in the description section so you can access these sites and then bookmark them. You understand? So this is my fxbook.com. So once you get there, now let me try to interpret to you what these things are. Now what this thing is trying to show you here is that, if you look very well, you can see that this one is showing high. Are you seeing? It's been measured like it's like a meter. Now this is a fundamental news because this is a news that affects whatever you're doing. If this news hits the cable, you'll be surprised, especially like the NFP. You'll be shocked at what is going to happen, the kind of volatility you're going to experience in the market. Sometimes it goes at as much as 150 or even 200 pips. I have been a victim. I didn't know. That was earlier when I was trading. I knew nothing about the non-farm payroll, and that's the US non-farm payroll. And guess what happened? I almost liquidated my account. So a friend of mine then even had his own account liquidated. Yes. So now the impact, if the impact is medium, it means if the news hits the cable at that moment, the impact might not be high. But for these ones you're seeing with high, this is telling you that the impact of that news, the moment that the time for that news, it does, once it's time for the news and then the news hits the cable, the impact is going to be high. And that is how it is. Okay, so another place now is investing.com/economic calendar, because in this place what you do is the same way. It's just like the same way we saw at my FX book. These are called economic calendars. That's what we call them, economic calendar. You can check day to day every news, because these news activities come up every day. So you go at the beginning of every day, before you make, while you make your analysis, you look at it. Okay, what is there any serious news event that is coming? How is this going to affect my trade? You understand? This is the direction of my trade. But the thing about this news is that nobody knows the direction it's going to come. You may forecast, you may project, but you may not always know. And sometimes you will notice that someone who went about his technical analysis might end up being successful, because one way or the other, sometimes most of these economic news are being factored into the technical analysis, because it seems like they actually look at how the market, the overall well-being of the market, how is it trending before they release or determine this news event. So you can see here they don't write whether it's high. How you know whether it's high, it has higher impact or lesser impact, is with the stars. 3 star is high, 2 star is medium, 1 star is low. And that is how it is. So another place is forexfactory.com. So it's either my FX book, Forex Factory, or investing.com. Any of these places is all the same thing. At this very point in time, I will like to thank you for staying to the very end of this video. Although somehow it was quite lengthy, I really tried my best to see how to summarize everything, because I cannot really give you everything in this one video. That is why you may have to watch other videos in the channel, and then from there you'll be able to understand, have a perfect understanding of how these things work. So there's also another place, WikiFX. I'll also be dropping the link for you, WikiFX, in the description below. You can also download the app of WikiFX, because through this WikiFX, this is how you are going to be able to fish out those fraudulent forex brokers that after you've deposited your hard-earned money, you notice that you want to withdraw your money, they begin to give you excuses, or they keep declining your withdrawal request. This WikiFX app is a place that is going to help you recover every of your stolen funds. So please don't forget to comment in the comment section. Tell me how you feel about this class, what you've learned, and then what you hope to learn in the future classes we are going to carry out. So share this video with friends. Thank you very much. Thank you once again. I can't stop thanking you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. God bless you all, and stay safe.